Welcome, my beautiful Cancers. Shout out to my members who are also, there's a few who are Cancers. Welcome to your May 2024 reading. This is going to be for Cancer Sun, Moon, or Rising. You know, my moon is right on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer. And I feel both of them. So, um, yeah, I'm like right on the cusp. But this is also for those intuitively guided to the reading. You may not know if you have Cancer in your chart, or you may be here just checking up on someone else's energy, whether it be romantically or platonically. Just know that your guides know you're here. I read through my spirit guide, so um, let's go ahead and get started. So, again, this is for May, though I do feel like every reading is kind of timeless. Like, I feel like a reading is meant to find you, or you're meant to find it in divine timing, like when you need it, right when you need it. So, for some of you, I hope this is when you're going to receive a lot of your signs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to use four different decks. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to go deeper, to clarify, and then go deeper. We're going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom, but I am going to take it at the end of the reading. And we're going to use two different decks for your main spread. I did this last month and I just kind of fell in love with it. I feel like, especially if we're going to be talking about love, I feel it's going to give us different perspectives. So that's always a good thing. You know, there's always two sides to a coin. So, um, but anyways, I also want to let you know that, you know, Cancer for 2024, your first 6 months of the year a little rough, but with the promise that the second part of the year, I feel like it's going to be abundant. I feel love. I feel relationships, healing. You know, no, we are in Mercury retrograde, so remember that just till April 25th. Yeah, I'm doing the readings a little early, but other than that, it goes direct. I feel like I don't know. I feel like only good things are gonna. Well, I shouldn't say only good things, but because there's always obstacles and challenges in life. But I feel like we get to a certain point where we've seen that obstacle before. Now we know how to get right through it. So you know that's the power of your experiences. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading. So we're going to use the Psychic Tarot and the Cozy Witch Tarot. I was going to use the same decks for every reading, but something was telling me to bring out the Cozy Witch for you today. So we're going to use that, but we are going to start with a Psychic Tarot. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple shuffles. I'm going to bring my lid down. Though I do want you to know everything is always pre-shuffled. But I feel like it just helps me pick up a little bit more in your energy. All right, let's give him a cut. And let's officially open this reading. All right. I am going to shuffle for your cards. We have financial and material changes. Financial and material changes. Number 5. So it does mean a change. Look at this. We have the world. The next chapter. So, maybe some of you have been having some type of money issues. And I often feel sometimes, we could be like eclipsed out of one energy so that a new energy could open. Sometimes I feel like we don't even know it. Our souls know it. Could talk about like a soul seed of intention. So there could be some change coming, but I feel like it feels more of an opportunity than anything, especially the number 21. Add that up, it's a 3. That's the energy of joy. So I feel like it's something that's going to be, bring joy to you in some way. I also feel like the universe doesn't open up until I'm ready to open up. So it does feel like a new chapter opening, but let's follow it. I'm noticing the stars all around her. For some of you, could be, what feels like a wish coming true, but I feel like at the same time, it's probably due, if that makes sense. Well, hello, rejoice and celebration. Literally the energy of joy. Two threes. Now that is a 21, but still equals a three. And I looked up because we get 33 in our readings all the time. So I looked it up, and 33 is really like a spiritual high five. Keep on going. It's like you're being recognized and noticed for, sometimes just going within. That's a big part of life, like going within, understanding. But other than that, I feel like, okay, something's coming your way. Wow. Hello, marriage card, commitment. And then we have the Five of Cups under another five, financial and material changes. This one talks about emotional loss, and it can certainly talk about a relationship. Maybe something had come to an end. And I feel like I feel like this would be already, if this would have already happened. And I'm saying that because the universe is here. It's like, okay, the next chapter. Now, does that mean that there's someone, this is the energy of really focusing on what I have lost. And, divine, the next chapter is like, we don't want you to continue to focus on what you lost. Let's start looking at the potential of what can be. And when this person does decide to make that change, well, there are two cups behind him. And to me, that does signify soulmate energy. Um, And this marriage card, or let's just say a true commitment card, true loves. It's my favorite love card because to me, everyone in this wants to be there. It's like once we're together, I can't imagine you not being in my life. But it's following the universe, so I feel like it has not happened yet. Now, I could have ended one commitment, and maybe it's taken me some time to overcome that. You know what I mean? And some of you, I have a feeling you may have even lived together because that may be a little bit of where there's some financial change. It's like, we put our money together now it's all on me. But in the same breath, I feel like that's not necessarily a bad thing. Three, four, five. There's my there's my old address when I was growing up, 534 Church Street. Wow. I feel like whatever was lost within this financial merit and material changes, you're regaining it. This is material and spiritual prosperity, not just material prosperity, but also spiritual prosperity. I feel like some of you have, like you have looked at your previous experience or previous experiences, especially with three fives now all connected. It could certainly talk about three changes, but listen, they all feel good, right? Because everything falling in the world so far, rejoice and celebration, a reason to celebrate. But it is truly the energy of feeling joyous about something. Well, it comes right next to the marriage card or the commitment card, true love card. So I feel like whatever I've lost, I'm regaining, but maybe I'm regaining it in different ways. And I do feel that. Five and a six connected there. Anytime I see 11, especially through a five and a six, I do think a twin flame. Some of you may be in a twin flame relationship. And though I know a lot of people want to be in that type of relationship, it's not easy. Like a soulmate relationship is just so much easier. But if you are, you are, right? All right, well, let's keep going. Well, actually, I want to change decks. I want to bring in the Cozy Witch Tarot now. So actually, let's move everything up. Let's give them a cut, introduce them into the reading. And let's begin with the Cozy Witch. So we're looking under the Three of Cups. All right. Just want to see something. Look at this. Three cups under the Three Cups. Two people are celebrating. Two people are joyful. Wow. There's our connection. And by the way, a real 33. 33, 33. Some of you could have a master number 33. And remember, if you're born with like a life path, and it's a master number, you're here to master something. And if you're born with a master number 33, what you want to do, like either 11, master numbers would be 11, 22, 33, 44. But if you're born with one of those numbers, what I would do is I would look at what the singular number is. So for like a life path 33, it'd be a 6, right? But also you want to look at the threes. And it's interesting because threes are really about self and six are about relationships. But now we do equal a 6. Okay, well, let's keep going. Look at this. The Five of Cups is mirroring the Five of Cups. I mean, come on. You can't make this stuff up. Five of Cups is mirroring the Five of Cups. Two people are in the same energy. Two people are missing each other. Now, whether words have been spoken, I mean, they must have. And by the way, it doesn't necessarily mean like if let's say I was in a committed relationship, doesn't necessarily mean it's that this is the person that's coming in now, but this could be from like back in the day, and I may have just gotten over something kind of difficult. I mean, you guys are mirroring each other. No other way of saying it. You're mirroring each other. All right, we have the Two of Pentacles. So someone's like, should I do something about this? Instead of missing them, should I reach out and see what happens? Two of Pentacles kind of puts a ball in your court. But I do feel this could also be someone else trying to make a decision of whether, listen, I know both people are missing each other, period. And I see the possibility of this energy going into a true commitment. So to me, that means probably for the rest of your life. And I say probably because of free will. I feel like this, they call this a juggler's card, but I really feel it's more about using your logical mind, not a fear based mind. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. So, Seven of Pentacles, first, it talks about patience. And I feel like these two people have had patience. But then also talks about what I feel are your soul seeds of intention. I feel like this is about two soulmates who had a plan to be together in this lifetime. Now, listen, maybe we were together, something didn't work out. And I again, I don't feel like this energy is the same as this energy. So maybe something didn't work out here, but maybe maybe it wasn't meant to work out because this feels like it's kind of meant to be. Now, this can also be longing, like, and I've been getting a lot of this lately. And I've been reading in the comments where there's this, and what reading did I do? Might have been on the lies where I did a reading where I felt like a lot of longing was coming from past lives. Like we were together in past lives, and maybe we have a plan to be together in this life. But listen, it doesn't mean like our souls are like, oh, let's just be together. There are probably obstacles and challenges, but I feel like as a spiritual being, or if we look at Earth as our classroom, well, that's what our souls would want. And then think of the story. Like all of a sudden, I'm thinking of like, the hardships that we've overcome, both together and individually, and then that love coming together just feels right. It feels like a love story. And love stories have both loving energies and difficult energies. But patience, right? But I have a feeling patience is probably not going to be needed much longer. Also, this kind of answers a question. Let's say these two, and they are looking at each other. They're both in similar energy. Again, um, missing each other. I mean, there's no other way of reading it. Definitely missing each other. What was I going to say? And, if my question is, well, this didn't work out, how do I know that, you can never guarantee yourself. The best way to guarantee yourself is to think about your own vibration. If I want great love, then I have to be able to be a great lover at the same time. But I feel like if I question it, what does it say? Nurture what you have and see how it grows and grows and grows. There must have been some spiritual clarity here because, with the energy of spiritual prosperity, it means that I have a feeling I'm no longer looking at or I'm no longer focusing on what I have lost. Maybe now I'm starting to turn my head around. Now I'm starting to think about, okay, well, I got to start thinking about my future, my present. The three does talk about the present day moment. And this again is the energy of joy. So, in a way, I feel like divine really can't help speed this up because both people have to understand instead of focusing on what I've lost, maybe I can turn around and start moving towards what it like if I really miss someone, well then maybe I can start moving in that direction. But I do feel like something needed to be cleared up first. But I feel like that on an individual basis. Like not between us, but like in my life. All right, let's keep going. I'm liking it a lot, Cancer. Even though there's a few energies, I mean, it's not really difficult energies. I feel like, again, financial material changes. I feel like that was like that first half of your year. And again, I feel like you're reaping what you have lost, but I feel like you're reaping it in a different way. So this doesn't feel like it's just covering love because again, these people are missing each other. I feel like they're meant to be together, but listen, maybe each soul also wanted to accomplish other things in their lives, and I do feel like sometimes soulmates, a lot of times, don't come together until, I want to say later in life, but I don't know if later in life is the right thing. I feel like after we've had certain experiences individually. Why? Because then we can help teach each other. And that's really what soulmates do. They're there to help support and help teach. Sometimes they can be through difficult lessons, but I also feel like they can rebound. All right, we have the Page of Cups. Well, I kind of like that because, especially, first of all, I feel like this is you. And coming under both these three cups, I feel like this is you in more of a joyful state. It's like your inner child coming out. I have a feeling this is going to be full of butterflies, full of excitement, and they can even feel a little fearful. But I feel like there's real opportunity here. And I feel like the more I can be in a playful nature, because that is your inner self, that is when you feel best. I don't feel like, I feel like if you have a lot of issues like weighing down on you, because you're such loving people, but sometimes I can give my energy to the wrong people. But that's okay. That's part of life. That's what we're learning. Some of you, this is certainly signifying someone from your younger days. So, it can certainly be past lives, and that may still be the case. Past lives plus this life. Let yourself be continuously surprised by this thing called life. And I love that it says surprise because, again, even though we have two people missing each other, doesn't necessarily mean anybody will take action. But I feel like this person over here, they're thinking about taking action. All right. This is exactly why I like using two decks because I feel like we are getting to see two people's current life. We have the 10 of Swords. Now it's interesting because it came in reverse. And even though I said, I'm not really going to read reversals, I'm going to keep it in the upright, but I have to tell you, I feel that it's in reverse. And let's just read what it says. Hurt people. Isn't that true? You always hurt the one you love. Why? Well, maybe because we think that we can get away with it. Anyways, um, I do feel those swords are falling out. I feel like for some of you, when I see the Ten of Swords, I often think of a repeat pattern. But I don't feel like it's with this person though, because I feel like it's not in a good way. It's almost like someone draws me to them. I often feel if it's relating to like a relationship, then this would be someone who is probably a narcissist. Probably someone who it's my way or the highway. But then yet you try to hit the highway and they try to pull you back in again. Perfect energy of like, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. And maybe I bought that for a moment, but I don't feel like you're buying it anymore. Like, I'm not buying that anymore. Literally, I feel like those swords are falling out. So I do feel like this is meant to be in reverse. You can't see it in this card, but normally you'll see like all these daggers in someone's back, and they're usually laying on the ground like in submission. But because it came reversed, literally you see all the swords come out. Like all those swords that took up all that time, that effort, that mental space, that confusion. Now they come out. And maybe it's because you feel like there's an opportunity with, well, a true love. And maybe you don't expect any of this. I know I didn't. I know I didn't. I hate to keep talking about myself. Really, I'm a Virgo. I hate talking about myself. But I see my experiences in the readings all the time, and I feel like I'm meant to talk about them. because this reminds me of like Sam and I together at a very young age. Really first person I fell in love with, but that didn't last long. We were teenagers, and then we went on our separate ways, and I left um our home state, and that was that. You know what I mean? And then 40 years later, the phone rings out of the blue, completely unexpected, and he starts singing our song from, well, 1975. Bob Seger, by the way, Night Moves. In case anybody was interested. But I say that because someone else may also have that song. Um, and I'm just saying that because that's what I feel. I feel like I may not expect this. I may want it. I may fantasize about it, but it doesn't mean I actually take movement in it because I feel like one of you is maybe you. I feel like you've been so tied up with, putting out fire after fire after fire that you really didn't think, though I feel like when I put my head on my pillow, my mind, my heart probably goes to this person from back in the day. I fantasize about a different life. How would it have been? How would it be now? All right. Let's look what's on the bottom of the Cozy Witch. Look at that. The Ace of Swords. Ring, ring. Look at you. You're bursting with sparkly new ideas. That may be part of where that six is coming from, where it's saying material prosperity, right? First, there's a change. But listen, maybe you are receiving epiphanies to help you, to help you, I don't know, live out a dream. But I also feel like this is ring ring because it literally shows them thinking about coming in. And maybe it starts through communication. Look at that little star right there. It's the same thing I'm noticing in the World card. So I do feel like they're connected. Let's see what's on the bottom of the Psychic Tarot. Hello, victory and success. We'll take it. We'll take it. No questions asked. We'll take it. I often feel this person has a platform. And on this platform, many people are looking up to this person. And this person is really, if they're speaking about their experiences and really how they have overcome. And listen, I feel like Cancer, you are a natural healer. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are taking platforms where, your experiences are truly helping others to overcome their own. You know, a lot of people are like, what is my purpose in life? Sometimes it's simply that. It's to reflect upon our own experiences and then how can we help others not to have to go through that unless they're meant to. Because sometimes we have to let people go through their experiences. But what great energy. So the Ace of Swords, I have a feeling is a ring ring. And there's going to be certain cards I'm going to look for. So let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot. You're probably like, what cards, Sandy? I kind of like, I don't like to tell you. Though I do have to say, one of them is the Knight of Cups. Now, I also want to say, I'm reading this as you receiving that phone call or that communication. But I also want to say, don't leave your, like, if you, let's say, because I feel like this energy of hardship, I feel like it's clearing if it hasn't already cleared. So if you now are thinking about this person and like you can somehow reach out, I'd reach out. And I have to tell you, um, I'm getting more and more comments about people who are daring to reach out to people that they're interested in, and they're getting, like they're a lot are getting positive results from that. Now, let's say I reach out and that person is like, I'm not even interested. Well, that sucks. But truth be told, then you don't have to keep, you can move forward. But that's not what I feel. All right. I'm thinking, did I even shuffle? Let's give him another shuffle. I think I gave him one shuffle. And let's bring him into the reading, introduce him into the reading. And we're going to start at the beginning. So we're going to look at the financial material changes. Again, it's the five that sits next to the universe, the next chapter, something to celebrate, something that's going to bring joy to you. It is talking about a commitment. So we're going to look at that, but we are reading it as a whole. Make sure my deck is in the upright. I really feel like two people are mirroring each other. I'm saying two people, but I feel like, whoever this reading is for, I feel like these group of lovers, I feel like they're definitely mirroring each other. And they probably don't know it. Like they're going through, there's that Ten of Swords. Look at that. Right over the five. Well, that's the picture I was talking about. This person's like in submission, almost like I'm allowing it to happen. But maybe really what I'm trying to do is figure my way out. This is the energy where I definitely call in my guides. Give me clarity. And, they may simply say, well, this has turned into a repeat pattern, my dear. And you have to end it or nothing will change. And that is the truth. If I keep allowing these daggers to enter my back, then that will be my future. So I love that it's coming over a five. Like, bye bye, who's ever putting those swords in your back. And it can mean more than one person. It could just mean like, because it's coming over financial and material changes. So it can talk about a boss. I saw the Emperor though. I didn't mention that, but I just see the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be like literally changing employment. But I feel like nothing is happening for no reason, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you're being kind of like helped, moved in place. Now, it is your free will, but I feel like the opportunities will show themselves. And maybe both, because now both five of cups, have the Ten of Swords connected to them. Right here and right here. Again, the mirroring of these lovers. Well, not the Knight of Cups, but the Knight of Swords over the universe, over the next chapter. And by the way, the universe chapter to me is really such a spiritual time in your life. It's really when you have figured out that, I'm not just this human being, I am a spiritual being having human experiences. And sometimes just that alone makes me realize I don't have to take this bullshit. I don't have to take these swords. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but how can it be more difficult than what I'm dealing with already? And that's what I mean. Like, you start to understand that some of these things, and sometimes some lessons are simply as it relates to love or even work, like when to go and when to stay. But I feel like there's nothing to stay for. Anyways, Knight of Swords. So this knight brings in communication. Um, I often feel the knights are sent by the queen or king. So I know that they're going to complete their mission. Come hell or high water, I'm going to reach you. You can deny me, but hell or high water, I'm going to reach you. And I don't feel like whoever I'm missing, I don't feel like those swords are from them. It doesn't mean that a few of those swords couldn't be from them, but I do not feel like it is all those 10 swords. Look at this, the Ace of Swords over the Three of Cups, where it's asking you to rejoice in celebration. Three Cups down here, come together with your coven. Come together right now over me. So that night, his job is to bring in the sword. And there it is, right away. Like, right away. I have a feeling this is something that's happening sooner versus later. Though it does kind of depend where you're at, like within, your situation right now. But I definitely feel like this is saying, even the most difficult of energy, you can overcome, you can change. And sometimes I literally have to leave a situation, but even if that's what I did, and even if I took like a financial hit, you're regaining that. Not only are you regaining that, but I feel like you're gaining also love, like real love. All right, Six of Swords over. Well, listen, for some of you, I feel like you're leaving one commitment, and that commitment is whoever's again caused those swords. And this shows you putting that behind you, which is great energy to have right now. Six of Swords means I realize what's toxic to me, who's toxic to me. I now understand what's been holding me back, who's holding me back, and I'm part of that. So I'm no longer going to allow that to happen. I'm going to jump in my boat. I'm going to get through these temporary, choppy waters, only to eventually find my beautiful beach. Six of Swords is a very bold type of energy that I feel like you should be very proud of yourself. All right, well, let's keep going. We have the Eight of Cups over the Five of Cups, and then we have the beautiful Empress. That tells me you're ready. And Cancer, I feel like if you allow this to be, I feel like this is your natural energy. And this is someone who is very loving, and you are very loving. I don't care what anybody says. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't, be like the rest of us and be hurtful sometimes or what have you, especially if you've been wronged in love. You can definitely let people know that. But truth be told, like you're such a loving soul. And let's not forget about this ace, what it said over here. You're bursting with sparkly new ideas. Well, this would be the person to receive it because this is such a creative soul. And she understands that these epiphanies are there to help her in her life, but also to help her gain, what? Well, she's someone to take these epiphanies and puts them to use. She gives them the time that they need, I think of like a pregnant woman, right? Like I want to give the baby the full 9 months. I don't want to have that baby at 6 months. It's too soon. So I'm going to give it the time that it needs, but then put it into action. This is someone who has really gained a sense of power within themselves also. Why? Because they've overcome such difficult energy. Not just once. It's every experience that the Empress uses, but she uses it now as her wisdom. And what else I love about the Empress showing in your reading is it talks about energy. And I feel like the Empress has learned how to read energy. It's like I don't need to create like barriers around me. My energy is my protection. My intuition will sing if something is not good for me. It's almost like I'm saying, yeah, I've been through it. I've definitely been through it. But I'm not going to let the past determine what my present and my future is going to look like. I'm going to determine that. I'm going to work with my guides. I'm going to follow the signs. We have the King of Cups. Well, hello. Coming over the Three Cups. Could certainly be you. Another Cancer. A lot of people are like, well, how am I supposed to know? I felt like you should know just by the energy of the reading. Um, but also Cancer, Scorpio. Now, I also feel like it's saying this is like-minded energy, right? Because you're water. So even if it's not, and because I don't feel like it has to mean that it's a water sign. The King of Cups to me is someone in the upright that does want to be in love, that enjoys being in love. Doesn't mean that I enjoy being single and going out and having fun and all that, but he's showing as a king, not a page. And by the way, I feel like, okay, so here's this king that probably sent out this knight, and here's his ace of swords. I feel like this person also left someone with the Eight of Cups over them. And by the way, eight does talk about a new beginning. Look at this. Soulmates. Look at that. Over the Five of Cups. And literally, I say this all the time. When someone decides to no longer focus on what I have lost, how I have lost it, it's the energy sometimes where you can get stuck in the woe is me, even if you deserve it. And many of us do, but still, we don't want to live in that energy. And remember, in the Five of Cups, I say this all the time. When this person decides to turn around and get back into the present day energy, they find two cups. What is literally right over them. Wow. Wow. I don't know what else to say, but wow. This is why I love doing tarot. I want to change my name to the psychic detective because that's what I feel I am. Like I'm more of, a psychic who is really going deep. Like, I am your detective figuring things out for you. But it's too late to change my name. But that's what I feel like. I may start a second channel and maybe I'll call myself that, the psychic detective, and we'll do some type of different readings. But anyways, All right, let's take what's face up first. Well, we'll take what's closest to us. We have the death card. It talks about transformation. And how do I love that it's coming under the Eight of Cups? Because I feel like this person, I feel like this is you over here. And I feel like this person also has walked away from a difficult situation. I say walked away and, you know what I mean. Has left, has ended a difficult situation. That's literally what the death card means. The closing of a door. But it's so a new door can open. And a new door always does. It's transformation. I'm transforming my life. I'm going to start living what really, calls to my soul. And the hell with all the rest. We have the Seven of Cups over the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Hangman, Seven of Pentacles again. And with that, well, look at this. Now we have two pages. Now, this is the Page of Pentacles and signify Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But other than that, kind of forget that. The Page of Pentacles really talks about a learning experience. Like this is what I'm learning. And it can talk about your money, of course. Like this is where I'm really, busy with my career. I'm building my life. But I also feel like it also represents different experiences, like again, Earth is a classroom. And I've been learning about that. I've been learning these different things. Maybe I'm learning that I do have these seeds that I already planted before I came in this lifetime. And maybe now is divine timing. I kind of love the Seven of Pentacles now right under the Two of Cups because again, I feel like a seed, which are these soulmates. It's like I feel like even if I haven't seen this person in a long time, or maybe I don't even know who it is yet. Um, what was I going to say? I feel like the longing part of it begins before, well, at least for one, because I feel like the other one's going to be somewhat surprised. Almost like a manifesting subconsciously. All right. I'm not ready to end this portion yet, so I want to look at the hangman, especially because it's coming next to the Seven of Cups. So again, that's Seven of Cups. Should I? Shouldn't I? Will she? Will he? Won't they? Hangman is really seeking wisdom. So I just want to look a little closer at the hangman. Well, okay, well, that didn't take long for the hangman to turn around. So the Ace of Wands inspired action, passion, desire, but then action. So I feel like someone is definitely making a decision, and a decision is to contact. And then the star. Someone's like, I am going to start following my dreams and who I want part of my dreams. Doesn't matter where I've been, doesn't mean I can't start over. Doesn't even matter that if we broke up before, because I know that you're soulmates and you're mirroring each other. I feel like this is just you, the two of you will find a way, no doubt. No doubt in my mind. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Remember the person in the star card. They're working hand in hand with divine to bring my wishes. into my life. When? Well, the Ace of Wands would be like now. The sooner, the better. So, hello, Hangman. Didn't stay hung for long. Is there anything else? I feel like I have such clarity here. Let's just go ahead and shuffle and just take right down the middle. Anything else that wants to come out? And then we will bring Mother Mary in. So anything else that wants to come out in the tarot portion? Now is your time. All right. We have the Hierophant, card of Taurus, number 5. So I feel like the Hierophant asks you, because it's a 5, just a question in your belief system. Like, are you living the life that you truly believed that you can live? Are you stuck in someone else's web? Are your morals, are you living according to your morals? Or have you given them away? I feel like this is also talking about a lifting of a vibration. Why? Well, I feel like every time we get through a difficult situation, without like staying in the energy of woe is me, I feel like our vibration just lifts. Page of Cups again. 2 swords. And the 3 of Cups again. So it makes me feel like it's you who maybe just for a moment, might have a little bit of fear. But you know what? I feel like that's natural. Because again, like if this is someone I've been with, and maybe again, I may be thinking about them, I may fantasize about them, especially if I'm dealing with a difficult situation. It's like it's them I think about. And then it actually shows. It's like, whoa, I know that feeling. And it can be like a little bit of fear raises its ugly head, but I feel like this is nothing you can handle. I feel like through conversation, and listen, maybe it is conversation for a little while, or maybe not. Maybe it just starts to move quickly. Like once that door is open, everything starts moving. I just feel like, I feel like there are no issues that these two cannot get through. And why? Because I feel like because they both individually have been through hell and back. And I feel like both of them, because, soulmates really do need to be on the same vibration, equal vibration, and they are. Look at them, eye to eye to eye, equal in every way, no doubt. And do I think that these two will then ultimately make a commitment to each other? I do. And maybe that some of you will be saying that. I do. Will you take them for the rest of your life? I will. Because honestly, it feels like a dream come true. And maybe I never thought it could. And I do need to signify also that some of you, this can just simply, I shouldn't say simply, but if, for some of you, it can talk about a past life. Because I do past life reading, so, I never want to leave that out. But then you still, even if that's the case, when you come together, I feel like the similarities will be like through conversation, you're going to figure out like, oh yeah, a person I was married to or in a committed relation with was terrible, and they'll be like, oh my God, I was with the same type of energy. It really makes you appreciate love in a whole new light when you've gone through not such great love, I guess. All right, let's bring Mother Mary into the mix. And let's get Mother Mary's words of wisdom. Well, I feel like saying over these soulmates. Is this just a love reading? No, I don't think it's just a love reading because I feel like wherever you're able and willing and ready to make changes for the better, I feel like your guides are right there with you. But I feel like really it has to start with you. Like I have to put that intention out there, or I got to put my foot in the water. And that's a signal to the universe. Okay, she's ready. He's ready. And I may not even know I'm sending them a signal. All right. Mother Mary. Whoa. 2. Trust. I know that God, in his infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. Well, that's probably why the universe is here, because it is the next chapter. Now, does it have to mean everything in my life is changing? No. But do I feel like eventually everything in your life is changing? Yes. So trust, divine timing. And I can feel the divine timing in all this. And then look at this signs. Sun, sun, everywhere, sun. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. I feel like that should set your mind at ease, knowing that your spiritual team is helping to guide you through signs. And by the way, if you feel like, I think that was a sign, but I'm not sure, then ask them to send that sign again. Make it bigger. Make it so I can't deny that it's a sign. They will. They will. Definitely would mean also to keep your attention in the present moment because that's where your signs are sent. And believe in the unbelievable. You know, believe in the impossible because the impossible is only impossible until it becomes possible. And that's what I feel here. I may think, especially if I'm in this Ten of Swords energy, that having this great love is impossible. And your spiritual team is like, really? Follow our signs and we'll guide you to really, I feel like, unbelievable energy and love and success. Trust the signs. And I feel like everything else will just fall in place. Answer. What a reading. I still have to do your reading, the person on your mind. Interesting. I should do that next. I think I am. I think I'll do that right after this reading. Um, because I definitely feel like it's going to relate somehow. I thought about doing it first. I'm like, no, I'd rather do their monthly first. But I did realize, like, oh, I didn't do Cancer's person on your mind reading. So that's what I'm going to do after this reading. And I'll try to remember to put a link to it, like in the comment section for you. Interesting. Um, except for the Ten of Swords, though I know that you can overcome it. And it's showing you overcoming it. What beauty lies ahead. No wonder I felt like the first beginning of your year was going to be difficult. Well, that is what those 10 swords are. But then the second half of your year, I felt like was just going to be amazing. Why? Well, you jumped in that boat. You said goodbye to the toxicity, and divine is like, now we can get in there and really do our work. Beautiful. All right, guys, I love you. I thank you. keep your eyes open for the person on your mind, especially if you really relate to this reading. I have a feeling you relate to that also. And now I'm excited to do that reading, so I'm going to get to it. Um, but anyways, so much gratitude for each and every one of you. Truly, I thank you, thank you, thank you. It's hard to stay on YouTube because I don't know, they don't promote the way they used to, and it's hard to grow. Um, but I'm not going to say it's impossible because it's not impossible. Um, and I feel like for those who are thinking of starting like tarot channels, like don't let what I just say stop you. Because again, you know, I feel like it's just the flow. Things were flowing well, then we came to like this, but then hopefully things will start flowing well again. But anyways, I thank you, really, truly, each and every day. I hope this reading helps bring you comfort. Definitely, I hope it helps bring you understanding. And ultimately, I hope it brings you this love. Not just this love, but this material and spiritual prosperity on top of soulmate love. Wow. Love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.